A few years ago, I met a small, older woman named Harriet. And she was in a room that can be full of fear and anxiety, a room where people go for cancer treatment. Harriet was all alone. She'd been brought to the center by a transport service, and after treatment, she'd be going home the same way. And she was having a really rough day. She was tearful, she was discouraged, and she was terrified of dying. I, with my bald head, was in the recliner to her left, getting my 4th round of chemo. Honestly, I was really scared sometimes too, but I had a strong support network to prop me up. My phone would blow up with texts cheering me on as my chemo dripped. I could weather the fear and the anxiety of cancer because I was surrounded by grace and by love. Harriet was going it alone. Can you imagine feeling so sick and being so scared and dealing with something the magnitude of a late-stage cancer alone? My name is Sue Buddenbaum, and I came out of cancer looking for a cause. And when I read about the idea of spreading hope and joy through recycled flowers, I knew right then that I was bringing this concept to Cleveland for people like Harriet. And Cleveland now has BigHearted Blooms. We collect masses of beautiful fresh flowers heading for the trash after weddings and other events. And the next morning, our volunteers repurpose them into individual bouquets. And we go out and surprise people in all kinds of care facilities who are suffering or alone. We provide them with a bit of beauty and a personal interaction, and we know that it changes people's outlooks. Todd is a young veteran with a spinal injury, and his world, day in and day out right now, is limited to the nurses and the aides and the other patients in his wing of the VA hospital. Now imagine, my husband and I come off the elevator with 2 carts full of beautiful bouquets, and we meet Todd in the hallway in his wheelchair. We talk, and we thank him for his service, and we ask him if he'd like some flowers. And he says to us, "Why me?" And we tell him, because we want you to know that your community remembers you and cares about you. His eyes light up, he grins, he takes his bouquet, spins his wheelchair around, and hurries us down the hall to meet the other veterans. And soon, they're joking over who has the biggest bouquet and who has the best flowers. In just those few minutes, the mood in the entire unit has changed. They're laughing, they have hope, and they have the renewed energy to keep fighting their personal battles. That visit made my day, and the residual buzz lasted for days, because kindness brings joy to the giver as well as to the receiver. And so for givers, BigHearted Blooms is an easy way to make an immediate impact. And for receivers, I know with certainty that small gestures of kindness can be really powerful. And I started BigHearted Blooms because it's a way to show kindness at scale. In our first 18 months, our all-volunteer organization has delivered bouquets and joy to more than 6,700 people. With your help, BigHearted Blooms could do so much more. We can rescue more of a beautiful product headed for the trash. We can engage hundreds of people in sharing kindness around Cleveland. And we can spread hope and joy and renewed energy to tens of thousands of our forgotten neighbors. Our world today needs more kindness. And so many people right here in Cleveland are alone and suffering and forgotten. With one simple act, we can touch so many people, like Harriet and Todd. We are a big-hearted community, Cleveland. Let's join together and do this. Thank you very much.